In this Ethiopian name, the name Ahmed Ali is a patronymic, and the person should be referred by the given name, Abiy. Abiy Ahmed Ali, born August 15, 1976, is an Ethiopian politician who has been the fourth Prime Minister of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia since April 2, 2018. He won the 2019 Nobel Peace Prize for his work in ending the 20-year post-war territorial stalemate between Ethiopia and Eritrea. Abiy was the third chairman of the Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front (EPRDF) that governed Ethiopia for 28 years and the first Oromo in that position. Abiy is an elected member of the Ethiopian Parliament, and was a member of the Oromo Democratic Party (ODP), one of the then four coalition parties of the EPRDF, until its rule ceased in 2019 and he formed his own party, the Prosperity Party. In June 2020, Abiy, in concert with the National Election Board of Ethiopia (NEB), decided to postpone scheduled parliamentary elections due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This move prompted criticism, especially from the opposition, and raised questions about the delay's constitutional legitimacy. In November 2020, simmering ethnic and political tensions, as well as attacks on the Ethiopian National Defense Force (ENDF) Northern Command, exploded into the ongoing Tigray War between the combined forces of the ENDF and the Eritrean army against forces loyal to the TPLF, an ethnic party which dominated the erstwhile ruling EPRDF coalition during a nearly 30-year period marked by rapid development alongside increasing interethnic tension, as well as those loyal to significant allied groups such as the Oromo Liberation Army. Early life: Abiy Ahmed was born in the small town of Beshasha, Ethiopia. His deceased father, Ahmed Ali, was a Muslim Oromo, while his deceased mother, Tizeta Wold, was a Christian Oromo, despite some sources claiming that his mother was an ethnic Amhara. Abiy said in an Oromia Broadcasting Network interview that both of his parents are Oromo and asserted that no one is giving or taking away my Oromama. Abiy's father was a typical Oromo farmer, speaking only Oromo, while Tizeta was a fluent speaker of both Amharic and Oromo. Abiy is the 13th child of his father and the 6th and youngest child of his mother, the 4th of his father's 4 wives. His childhood name was Abiy, English, Revolution. The name was sometimes given to children in the aftermath of the Ethiopian Revolution in the mid-1970s. Religion: Abiy is a Pentecostal, born of a Muslim father and an Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church Christian mother. He was raised in a family of religious plurality. Abiy and his family are regular church attendees, and he also occasionally ministers in preaching and teaching the gospel at the Ethiopian Full Gospel Believers Church. His wife Zinash Sayashu is also a Protestant believer who ministers in her church as a gospel singer. Education: while serving in the Ethiopian National Defense Force, Abiy received his first degree, a bachelor's degree in computer engineering from the Microlink Information Technology College in Addis Ababa in 2009. Abiy holds a Master of Arts in Transformational Leadership earned from the Business School at Greenwich University, London, in collaboration with the International Leadership Institute, Addis Ababa, in 2011. He also holds a Master of Business Administration from the Leadstar College of Management and Leadership in Addis Ababa in partnership with Ashland University in 2013. Military career: at the age of 14, in early 1991, he joined the armed struggle against the Marxist-Leninist regime of Mengistu Haile Mariam after the death of his oldest brother. He was a child soldier, affiliated to the Oromo Democratic Party (ODP), which at that time was a tiny organization of only around 200 fighters in a large coalition army of about 100,000 fighters that resulted in the regime's fall later that year. Political career: Member of Parliament. Abiy started his political career as a member of the Oromo Democratic Party (ODP). The ODP has been the ruling party in Oromia region since 1991 and also one of 4 coalition parties of the ruling coalition in Ethiopia, the Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front (EPRDF). He became a member of the Central Committee of ODP and Congress member of the Executive Committee of the EPRDF in quick succession. In the 2010 national election, Abiy represented the district of Agarwa and became an elected member of the House of People's Representatives, the lower chamber of the Ethiopian Federal Parliamentary Assembly. Before and during his time of parliamentary service, There were several religious clashes among Muslims and Christians in Jimma zone. Some of these confrontations turned violent and resulted in the loss of life and property. Abiy, as an elected member of parliament, took a proactive role in working with several religious institutions and elders to bring about reconciliation in the zone. He helped set up a forum entitled Religious Forum for Peace, an outcome of the need to devise a sustainable resolution mechanism to restore peaceful Muslim-Christian community interaction in the region. In 2014, during his time in parliament, Abiy became the Director General of a new and in 2011 founded government research institute called Science and Technology Information Center (STIC). The following year, Abiy became an executive member of ODP. The same year he was elected to the House of People's Representatives for a second term, this time for his home Oreta of Gama. Rise to power. Starting from 2015, Abiy became one of the central figures in the violent fight against illegal land-grabbing activities in Oromo region and especially around Addis Ababa. Although the Addis Ababa master plan at the heart of the land-grabbing plans was stopped in 2016, the disputes continued for some time, resulting in injuries and deaths. It was this fight against land-grabbing that finally boosted Abiy Ahmed's political career, brought him in October 2015. Abiy became the Ethiopian Minister of Science and Technology, a post which he left after only 12 months. From October 2016 on, Abiy served as Deputy President of Oromo Region as part of the team of Oromo Region's President Lemma Magarsa while staying a member of the Ethiopian Federal House of People's Representatives. Abiy Ahmed also became the head of the Oromo Urban Development and Planning Office. In this role, Abiy was expected to be the major driving force behind Oromo economic revolution, Oromo land and investment reform, youth employment as well as resistance to widespread land grabbing in Oromo region. As one of his duties in office, he took care of the 1 million displaced Oromo people displaced from the Somali region from the 2017 unrest. As head of the ODP Secretariat from October 2017, Abiy facilitated the formation of a new alliance between the Oromo and Amhara groups, which together constitute 2/3 of the Ethiopian population. In early 2018, many political observers considered Abiy and Lemma Magarsa as the most popular politicians within the Oromo community, as well as other Ethiopian communities. This came after several years of unrest in Ethiopia. But despite this favorable rating for Abiy Ahmed and Lemma Magarsa, young people from the Oromo region called for immediate action without delays to bring fundamental change and freedom to Oromo region and Ethiopia, otherwise more unrest was to be expected. According to Abiy himself, people are asking for a different rhetoric, with an open and respectful discussion in the political space to allow political progress and to win people for democracy instead of pushing them. Until early 2018, Abiy continued to serve as head of the ODP Secretariat and of the Oromo Housing and Urban Development Office and as Deputy President of Oromo Region. He left all these posts after his election as the leader of the Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front. EPRDF leadership election. Following 3 years of protest and unrest, on February 15, 2018 the Ethiopian Prime Minister, Haile Mariam Desalegn, announced his resignation, which included his resignation from the post of EPRDF chairman. With the EPRDF's large majority in parliament, its EPRDF chairman was all but assured of becoming the next prime minister. The EPRDF chairman, on the other hand, is one of the heads of the 4 parties that make up the ruling coalition: Oromo Democratic Party (ODP), Amhara Democratic Party (ADP), Southern Ethiopian People's Democratic Movement (SEPDM) and Tigray People's Liberation Front (TPLF). Haile Mariam's resignation triggered the first ever contested leadership election among EPRDF coalition members to replace him. A lot of political observers made Lemma Magarsa the ODP chairman and Abiy Ahmed the front-runners to become the leader of the ruling coalition and eventually Prime Minister of Ethiopia. Despite being the clear favorite for the general public, Lemma Magarsa was not a member of the national parliament. A requirement to become prime minister is required by the Ethiopian constitution. Therefore, Lemma Magarsa was excluded from the leadership race. On February 22, 2018, Lemma Magarsa's party, ODP, called for an emergency executive committee meeting and replaced him as chairman of ODP with Abiy Ahmed, who was a member of parliament. Some observers saw that as a strategic move by the ODP to retain its leadership role within the coalition and to promote Abiy Ahmed to become Prime Minister. Prime Minister of Ethiopia. On April 2, 2018, Abiy was confirmed and sworn in by the Ethiopian Parliament as Prime Minister of Ethiopia. During his acceptance speech, he promised political reform to promote the unity of Ethiopia and unity among the peoples of Ethiopia, to reach out to the Eritrean government to resolve the ongoing Eritrean-Ethiopian border conflict after the Eritrean-Ethiopian war, and to also reach out to the political opposition inside and outside of Ethiopia. His acceptance speech sparked optimism and received an overwhelmingly positive reaction from the Ethiopian public, including the opposition groups inside and outside Ethiopia. Following his speech, his popularity and support across the country reached a historical high, and some political observers argued that Abiy was overwhelmingly more popular than the ruling party coalition, the EPRDF.